Hi everyone, it's your girl 𝕨𝕚𝕚, and the topic of today is understanding energy, the importance of keeping the energy moving, and how you kind of have to fight for your soul during this journey. It sounds more dramatic than it actually is to some degree, but anyways, I'm going to talk about the different stages of the twin flame journey and just how it pretty much intensifies towards the end, believe it or not. So I'm going to start with separation. I don't need to talk about the whole honeymoon bubble love phase. I don't really think that's important for this video. But during separation, I remember I kind of had this vision at the beginning of it to kind of explain what it was that was going on. And basically, I just saw this person with a bunch of wounds on their body just laying down on the ground. And that's the best way I would describe the separation stage is, your twin flame separation activates all your core wounds, all your abandonment issues, any bullying you may have experienced, like any painful experience that is still alive within the spirit body, because this is 100% spiritual. Although it is spiritual, you might experience, body pains, body aches, difficulty sleeping, racing thoughts, the obsessive thoughts of your twin. Like, it is really overload during this time. And to be honest, I personally think that this is when spirit is most gentle with you. This is when the universe is kind of taking it easy on you, because it knows what you're going through. It knows that you can only handle so much. You're very weak at this time. I mean, I don't want to say weak. That's not the good term. You're just going through a lot. But I can honestly say that during this stage, this is when I felt the most love from spirit, which I thought was interesting. So, on to the next stage, which is after the whole dark night of the soul. You've accepted that you're on a twin flame journey, and you start to become the person that you were always meant to be. Now, it's during this stage, and this is definitely the longest stage. It usually takes about a year, maybe 2 years to, really, really start to ground that energy. And this is definitely a time where, for one, you definitely need to find a grounding exercise that works best for you. And it needs to be something physical. I'm somebody that likes to work out, so that's definitely something that I do. But if you're not into working out, because this is something that you need to incorporate into your life, and you'll need to do it often in order to stay grounded. So if you're someone that doesn't really like to work out, don't force yourself to do it, but you still need to find something, right? So whether it's walking, go for a nice walk in nature, something physical to help ground the energy. This is so crucial during this time, and you will thank me later, because you'll notice a huge difference when you're not as active versus when you are. So definitely find a grounding exercise that works best for you. At this time, you definitely need to follow spirit. You need to listen to spirit about what it is that you need to do in order to reach inner alignment, whether it's, something as easy as just changing your wardrobe, or changing a career. It's a very difficult time in certain ways, because you might have gotten laid off. You might have to move. There's usually some changes during this time that are basically out of your control, but it's spiritual, right? I definitely noticed during this time that it was 100% spiritual. I had job changes, I had home changes. Like, this was 100% spiritual, and I knew it. It did not make it easier, but it was definitely things that I knew needed to change. And you have to understand the purpose of this journey. This journey is not about romantic love. And that's what has a lot of people misconstrued. A lot of people, chasing after their twin flame and not actually focusing on themselves and what it is that they need to do to become the person that they were always meant to be. Because I definitely noticed on my own journey, and from other people that I've spoken to, is that, you had a lifetime of basically being somebody that you are not. And it's not that you're fake. It's not that you're, anything like that. It's just, you had somebody telling you, no, don't do that job. You'll never make money doing that. Go back to school, do this. No, don't wear clothes like that. Dress like this. And even though you may not have thought that it bothered you, you realize on this journey that, a lot of other people's opinions, or a lot of people's ideas about you, you kind of accepted to some degree. So, it's all about you stepping into your purpose and forgetting all that past whatever it was, and really becoming the person that it is that you are meant to be. That's the whole secret behind all this, but it's not as easy as it sounds. right? Because you're dealing with past trauma, you're dealing with, you know, the obsessive thinking. You got to ground your energy. So it's not like, oh, okay, I'm just going to become the person that I'm meant to be. It's not that easy. Okay? It's not that easy, but the universe is there if you're willing to listen. The synchronicities, the repeating numbers, the psychic dreams, it is all there for you. Okay? Please keep the energy moving. That is so important every single day. If you're not working on your purpose, go for a walk. If you're not going for a walk, work on your purpose. Obviously, it's about balance, not obsessing over it. But you realize on this journey that as you get closer to the end, as you actually start to shift and become the person that you're meant to be, you'll feel the energy moving within you. You'll notice that you start to attract a lot of abundance, like out of nowhere, out of thin air. That definitely happened to me. You'll just notice that you are attracting a lot of great things to you because your energy is rising. Like, that's basically what happens on this journey. I mean, I can't tell you how many times on this journey I thought about deleting this whole channel because I was like, am I even making a difference? Like, just because I was struggling a lot internally, and it was just a lot of changes happening, a lot of shadow work, and it kind of felt like I wasn't really making a difference to some degree, even though I did feel energetic changes within me and changes in my outer life. But spirit kept me going. You know, every time I questioned it, I'd get a nice comment under a video that says, thank you for helping me. Thank you for this. And you need to pay attention to that, because there's going to be times where you doubt on this journey. There's going to be times where you'll question if you're even on a twin flame journey. Like, there's a lot of doubt. There's a lot of inner talk, but you need to start trusting that inner voice. I trusted that voice to buy a mic for this channel. I trusted that voice to talk about twin flames, talk about different, like, every topic I talk about on this channel is something that spirit told me to talk about because someone out there needed to hear it. And it's when you actually start to listen to that voice, you really start to gain trust in that intuition. And you start to realize, like, not only do you start to gain trust, but it's like working a muscle where you start to realize, oh, I'm listening to it, and it told me to walk down this one street, and I met somebody who can get me a job at a place that I want to go. Or I listened to spirit about changing my diet, and I noticed that my digestion is getting, like, it's those little things that help you on this journey. You know, it's not going to the tarot readers. It's not going to a psychic medium. This is 100% about you becoming the person that you're meant to be, and, you know, building that intuition with your higher self. Okay. But the reason why I say it'll feel like you'll have to fight for your soul, because as you get further along, as certain things get easier and as certain abundance enters your life, things really pick up right before you're about to reach the finish line. And I don't really like to call it the finish line. I mean, I'm just using that as an example, just so you kind of get a visual of when you actually start to ground the energy and reach that inner alignment. Because this whole thing has got to show you that you're a work in progress. You know, it's not a one and done deal. These are all things that you need to incorporate into your life, and they need to stay in your life, right? So when you start to reach the finish line and you start to reach that inner alignment, I noticed on my journey, things really picked up. Like, I thought I was good. I'm like, okay, you know what? I had all these wonderful changes in my life. I noticed that I was attracting abundance. I noticed that I had that magnetic energy that people talk about on this journey. But I noticed right before I reached the end, things picked up. Things got more intense, because now the universe is like, okay, now you see your strength. Now you see what you can overcome. Now you still have a few things within you that need to change, whether it's, you know, you still have a little bit of blocked energy, or there's a couple other changes that need to happen in order to help raise your vibration. Like, I just noticed towards the end, I even questioned, I'm like, I'm doing everything you told me to do. I'm following everything, but it feels like everything's gotten a little harder, and it does. And I'm here to tell you, keep going, keep doing the things that spirit tells you to do to help you reach that inner alignment, whether it's starting a business, getting into shape, changing your diet, you know, attracting a different group of friends that are more on your vibrational level. Like, just keep going. And I know what it's like when you start to question towards the end, and it's just, because things pick up, right? But I'm just here to say, keep going, you know, keep working on yourself, keep reaching that inner alignment, okay? And keep that energy moving. That's the most important thing on this journey, okay? So I think that's it for this video. I love you guys so much. Take care.